afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, DJ Hamilton, DJ Sports Show here on WRCR 1700 AM radio. And it's great to be back here again with you guys today to talk some sports on this 60-degree spring weather day. God bless you, Will.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to do another one. Get ready.
Bless you, man.
Thank you.
But, man, it's great to be here with you guys today here in Garnerville, New York. I'm loving the weather lately. It's been warmer lately, man.
Oh, yeah. I am enjoying this. I'm sad that tomorrow's going to be – we're going to go back down for like a day, though. So I'm fine with that. But today, man, it feels so good. I busted out it's a long sleeve tee, but I usually wear sweatshirts in the winter. So
yeah,
this feels nice. Feels a bit free.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. I've been with Jeff lately.
I know. I've been a very busy guy. Lots of shows to do. So thankfully, I've had this chance to come back and do the show today. Before I think the rest of the month, I can't do the show. So you
got to play every weekend.
I got shows every single Saturday. So it's gonna be a busy month, busy couple months actually.
Yeah,
I got quite a few in April coming up too. So.
Hey, building that portfolio, man. That's what you're doing. That's
there
what we
do
over here.
Yeah. But I'm glad to be back. This is a fun show to do. So we're moving along. We're having some fun here. We're doing the thing.
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties to start the show, but we're always here.
It happens. It happens. Every show's got them.
Yeah. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm mostly focused on basketball, NBA. Football season's over, NFL. The draft's not till April. March Madness didn't start yet, but we got conference play starting in March. So when March Madness starts, I'll probably talk some March Madness. But mostly today, I'm talking some NBA. I want to start with some statements and storylines I have for you guys to follow for this NBA season. And then we'll maybe get into my NBA MVP ladder. And then 4 people back in 3 months just ending yesterday, that athletes who I want to give tribute to. So first things first, we're going to get into a few NBA storylines or statements I have. First is the Sixers. It was time to shut it down. They recently just shut down Joel Embiid for the season. He was dealing with ailing knee injury issues. That's really been bothering him since January of last year when he got hit with that injury by Jonathan Kuminga and he fell to the ground. And his knee hasn't really been the same since. And when you're the Sixers, this guy played in the Olympics. He won that gold medal. He was part of that Olympic gold medal team. And you could tell he wasn't really fully healthy. He didn't look like himself. And when you saw it this season as well, he was moving gingerly. He couldn't move the same laterally and athletically as he usually did during his MVP season just 2 seasons ago. He was averaging career lows basically across the board in VORP, true shooting percentage, and in win shares across the board. And he wasn't the same defensive force in the paint like he was and the offensive maestro that he is inside and out. And the Sixers it's been a nightmare season for them. They're 12th in the conference right now in the East. They're on a 9-game losing streak as we speak right now. They play the Warriors later today, and they're probably going to lose that game as well. The Warriors, we're going to get to them later, but they've been on a roll lately. And Paul George as well. This is someone who they brought in for Joel Embiid, like if he was dealing with injury issues because they know his injury history. If you guys don't know, Joel Embiid's missed pretty much half his career games. He's played like 450-plus games in his career, but he's missed over 400 something as well. So talk about, I don't know, is he an asset or is he a liability? Like, I don't know. I know he's a franchise cornerstone, and he's the guy that brings fans into the seats, into the arena, and gives you guys money. But at the same time, if he's barely on the court, like, what good of use is it? The best ability is availability. Am I right, Will?
Exactly. Excuse me for a second. That doesn't make much sense to me. I'm not much of a sporto, but I can do the math here.
Yeah, exactly. So, if you're not available for a team, no matter how talented you are, they want to see results. They want to see you on the court. They want to see you play. And Embiid hasn't really done that, especially this season and then last season he was hurt as well. And this is a guy you're paying $248 million guaranteed over the next 4 years. It's if I'm the Sixers fans, I don't know. And in the organization, you got some decisions to make. And he's making up over 30% of the cap in salary. And he's going to be paid over $55 million per year over the next few seasons. His extension really kicks in 2026-27, and he has a player option, I believe, at the end of 2028-29 season. And he's 31 years old, but he has he's not like LeBron. LeBron's 40 years old. He's still looking young, spry as ever. But Embiid is like battered down car. it's like that car. I don't know. I think that needs to be what's it called? What's the word when a car is no good?
Totaled.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I think
such a strong.
Wow. I mean, if he can't get healthy, the dude.
Brutal honesty this afternoon.
Hey, I said it here on WRCR.
Yeah.
I think Joel Embiid, he's 31. He's a great player, man.
Let it never be said. DJ was never one to stray away from the hard truth.
This guy's list of injuries is like a total battered down car. I don't know if you can keep reassuring it, keep putting insurance on it, and things going to drive you to the finish line. And the Sixers haven't even gotten to the conference finals. And he's been there 9 years now playing. I'm just saying. Hey, that was a bar right there.
Oh,
I didn't even realize that. Look at that.
Whoa.
Out here dropping bars, man. But yeah, the Sixers, and they have a top 6 protected pick. If it falls out the top 6, and this is a good draft this year, some good talent, it goes to OKC if it falls out the top 6. And that would be a brutal way for the season to end. And they could use the talent. Tyrese Maxey's like the lone wolf out there. And the defense can basically apply pressure onto him because Paul George has been a non-threat out there on the court. And he recently said, I'm going to stop my podcast now when it's really too late in the season. And he's already down like 1,500 games under 500. Like, you should have thought about that earlier in the season, buddy. I'm just saying. Instead of focusing on your podcast when you're playing like garbage and your team needs you to play up to your optimal all-star level. This isn't his worst season since he became a full-fledged starter. So, yeah, the Sixers, that's one storyline. What was laughing over there?
Yeah, priorities, maybe a little mixed on that front. But, hey, that kind of happens to all the players, doesn't it? They get a show later. So he's already prepping for his retirement.
Post-career.
Yeah, post-career. As a commentator,
Yeah.
So
the next statement I had.
Good for him.
Yeah. The next statement I had is are the Warriors contenders? Ladies and gentlemen, I think the Warriors, man, lately, 7-1 since Butler was traded to the team on February 7th. Their offensive rating, since he got traded, they're third in offensive rating. I saw on a graphic yesterday on Instagram, and they're fourth in defensive rating. And then this is a top 10 net rating team as well. Ooh, this team has really been taking it up a notch. I remember before the trade, they were like 16th in the 11 scoring margin, according to TeamRankings.com, and they have jumped up to 11th. And then I think their last 3 games, they're in the top 3 in average scoring margin and how much they're winning by per game. And, hey, ladies and gentlemen, I want to call 911. You know how you call 911 pre-order? You know how you pre-order a meal for food and clothes and all that? Let's call 911. If the Warriors play on February 27th, let's declare it. We have a man on fire. His name is Chef Curry. This man, February 27th, he basically owns the league. This guy dropped 56 points against the Orlando Magic the other day, and he has also done it in the past of his career. He did it in 54 points and against the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden in 2013. And he also did it against OKC in 2016 against Oklahoma City Thunder. We had that famous call, bang. Here's that famous call from 2016 against Oklahoma City Thunder.
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! With 0.6 of a second remaining. The brilliant shooting of Stephen Curry continues. And he ties the NBA record with his 12th three-pointer of the game.
Yeah, that was Steph Curry with a famous bang by Mike Breen from way downtown. I remember. So against the Knicks in 2013, I was 7th grade watching that game. Seeing what he did, man, it was basically his coming out party. I was like, this light-skinned brother is cooking the Knicks. I was like, cooking Raymond Felton, cooking Iman Shumpert. Iman Shumpert even spoke about it on the podcast, on All the Smoke. I'm like, him and Raymond Felton talking about it. I'm not going to use the language because, I can't use it here on Airways, but.
FCC.
Yeah. So it was like, they said, that brother was busting you know what. And they were like, man, this guy is filthy. And I was like, this guy is the best shooter I've seen. At that time, he didn't become a champion or MVP yet. And I was like 7th grade. I'm like, who is this guy? I've been watching him. I was watching him before then, but that was his coming out party at the Garden. 54 points, and man, from then on, this guy he went on to eventually become the unanimous MVP in 2016, the first ever in NBA history. That was in that game against OKC in 2016, where he had the audacity to take that shot from half court when he could have had more time to take a better shot closer up to win the game against OKC in that game. But he said, nah, I'm going to take it here from over 30 feet, and I'm going to make it off the glass, hit it on the road, and then do a little shimmy after. Yo, I was like, this guy is, audacious. That is the word to describe Stephen Curry. He has no fear. And then he does it again years later after winning multiple more titles. And now he's more of a veteran, grizzled veteran. He's revived. Jimmy Butler has given him a new rejuvenation. He's been averaging over 30 points, 5.5 assists, and 4 rebounds on 51% from the field since Jimmy Butler has gotten traded. Because he wasn't looking good before the Jimmy Butler trade. He was looking tired, worn out. He's looking like a shell of himself. And he had 12 three-pointers, 12 of 19 from 3 against Orlando for his 56 points, a season high. Here are some sounds from the game against Orlando Magic from his 56-point masterclass.
Post. Back out to Bajemski, slicing through the lane, lost the handle. Curry to beat the buzzer for 3. Good! Steph's got 12 threes! The defender's in the air alone. Bajemski's like, you know what, I don't like what I have. Where's the greatest shoe that's ever lived? Banchero's in the air alone. He's totally out of the play. Steph Curry wide open is fearing the worst. 14th game for Curry with 50 or more in his career. And then 12 threes, 14 times he's been over 50.
Yeah, Steph Curry from his 56-point masterclass earlier this week against Orlando Magic. And, yeah, this guy has dropped 50 or more points 3 times on the 3 times of his career. He's played on February 27th. Then we're going to have to call the National Guard, Will, and declare it a national holiday. We're going to call it Chef Curry. Get people cooking.
There you go. I do have a siren sound if you want me to play it.
Oh, yeah, let's play it, man. Ooh.
There you go.
911. We got an emergency. We got a man on fire. His name is Chef Curry.
There you go.
Somebody burning in here. But, yeah, man, Warriors are playing great basketball. I think they're going to secure a playoff spot. They keep fluttering in that play-in with the 6th and 7th seed. All those teams between 2 to 7, 2 to 8 are within like 5 games, a game within the loss coming of each other. So it's going to be fun to see how it all plays out. The next thing is Luka Doncic starting to find his legs. They won last night. He dropped 30 points against the Clippers in their win. But the first 3 games with the Lakers, he started off slow, 15, 7, and 5, 36, 21, 58 splits. True shooting percentage of only 43%. But then, he started finding his groove again, starting to get his sea legs under him again. He dropped 32, 10, and 7 with 4 steals and a block against the Denver Nuggets on national television. And he had a 19-point triple-double against his former team, Dallas Mavericks. Here's Luka Doncic on his emotions after playing his former team.
I don't know, honestly. I don't know. It's just so weird, the moments. I felt like I don't know what I was doing. And I'm glad we got the win.
And Luka Doncic and LeBron James, they're pretty much compared to each other a lot. And these guys are 2 supercomputers on the floor. And Luka Doncic has always been somebody who has idolized LeBron James growing up. Here's how he feels on his chemistry growing with LeBron James in their early part of their tenure together.
Yeah, Judge said in timeout, let's get organized. And once we get organized on offense, we got a lot of weapons. So that was really big. And he's doing that at 40 years old, which is insane. The takeover in 4th quarter was unbelievable to watch.
Yeah, Luka Doncic, man, I can't wait. I know they don't have the size since the Mark Williams trade got rescinded, but him and James, 2 supercomputers, make up for it. I can't wait to see what they do in the playoffs, especially once he really gets his legs under him, because he's still trying to find his efficiency, but his playmaking cerebralness that's something you never lose. But the shooting, that will come once he continues to get his legs under him, because remember, he was out over a month with a calf injury, and trying to come back playing against pros, it's going to take time to get back into tip-top shape. So we're going to keep giving him time, but he's been showing why he's considered one of the best players in the world. So I want to talk about NBA MVP ladder because we only have 12 minutes, so I'm going to do that, and then we'll take a quick break. Number 5, Donovan Mitchell. I mean, I know a lot of people don't have him really in their top 5, probably just outside, but I decided when I was making my MVP ladder last night, I wanted him at number 5. Best record in Eastern Conference. They have won 9 of their last 10 games, and they're currently on a 10-game winning streak. I mean, best record in the Eastern Conference. They're right there amongst the best teams in the league. He's taking a backseat for the team's betterment to help improve the growth of Evan Mobley, which has been instrumental to the success this season. And he made a statement game last night at TD Garden on the road against the Boston Celtics, the reigning defending champions. He dropped 41 points to erase a 22-point deficit to combat Jason Tatum's 46 to lead the Cavaliers to victory. And that was a statement game. I know the Celtics were without Drew Holiday, without Kristaps Porzingis, I know. But they still had Derek White and their 2 swingman stars in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum out there on the floor. So I just want to give Donovan Mitchell his flowers. The Spider, He was playing like Spider-Man. He had the sick head scratcher dunk. I know you don't know what that means because I played 2K growing up. He had where you go like cock the ball back here like this. There was some defender coming out and he yammed it down. I was like, oh, that's Spider-Man right there. I was like, is that Tobey Maguire? Is that Miles Morales? I was like, damn, this dude's doing crazy stuff out there. Number 4, I have Giannis Antetokounmpo, man. I mean, this guy I feel like doesn't get appreciated enough. He's on pace to average 30, 10, and 5 on 60% from the field for the second consecutive season. He's the only player in NBA history to do that even once, and he's got to do it twice. Not even Shaq or Wilt have done that. He's 29, 12.7 rebounds, 5.3 assists in the Bucks' last 10 games. They've won 7 of the previous 10. I don't think they played yesterday. So, yeah, the 7 of the previous 10. And he's second in usage percentage, third in VORP, third in box plus minus, and he's just a beast, man. Like the Bucks, they're not top 3 in the East right now, but they could potentially get to top 4, maybe even that 3 seed if they could go on continue their winning streak. Man, if they move up to top 4, top 3, he's gonna get some MVP votes. I don't think he's gonna win it, but he's gonna be up there. Number 3, I moved him up over Giannis because I remember early in the season I had Giannis 2 or 3. Jason Tatum. I mean, 26.5, 7.6, 6.8. Splits in the last 10 games before last night's game. He dropped 46 last night, even though they lost. Before last night's game, he was shooting over 46% from the field. He scored 30 plus or more 4 times, including a 40-point masterpiece at the Garden against the Knicks. And I was watching that game. This guy was a scorching, this guy could not miss. I was like, so call the fire department. Need a fire extinguisher. This man was on fire. I was like, this dude was hitting fadeaway threes, mid-range, getting to the rim, dunking on. He started off the game dunking on an opponent. I was like, damn, Tatum, chill out. The game just started. I'm like, calm down. Let people get warmed up first. I'm like, damn, this guy is on fire. Spike Lee had to clap too. He was there like, man, Tatum, oh man, this guy couldn't miss. They put 2 defenders on him. He's still hitting fadeaways, looking like Kobe Bryant out there. That's his idol, by the way. So Jason Tatum, man, gonna give you some MVP love, man. Even though he said he feels like he's underappreciated, we're going to give you appreciation here on the DJ Sports Show, man. You deserve it. You're one of the best players in the league, and he's going to definitely be a Hall of Famer. Number 2, Nikola Jokic, first in box plus minus, PER, wins per 48, VORP. First player in NBA history to record a 32, 14, 10 triple-double on 13 or 16 from the field in 38 minutes or less. He's averaging a 29-point triple-double, and if he does so this season, he'll be the first big man to ever average a triple-double in the season. And he will become the third player. He recently became the third player to have 25-plus triple-doubles in 3 different seasons. The other 2, Oscar Robertson and his teammate, Russell Westbrook. Number 1, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I have him as my MVP. I think he deserves it. Some people say he should have won it last year. Second in PER, second in win shares per 48, box plus minus, VORP, PER, first in defensive win shares, leads the league in scoring. He has scored 30-plus in 6 of the last 10 games on 40% from the field. He's looking to become the third guard in NBA history to hopefully win MVP. Play guards with his numbers, averaging over 30-plus points from the game, shooting 50% from the field, and a true shooting percentage of 60%, have gone on to win an MVP. Those guards, Michael Jordan in 88 and 91, Steph Curry, 2016, according to StatHead.com. Fourth player since 2000, Kobe, Iverson, Harden, and now Shai, to score 30-plus points, 35 or more games for 3 straight seasons. I mean, what else could he want? And the offensive rating for OKC when he's on and off the floor, they're 120.2 offensive rating when he's on. Without him, they're 103.9. I mean, that's a big discrepancy. So this guy is as valuable as they get. I think he deserves MVP. And, yeah, I love Jokic. I think whoever one of those 2 gets it, I have no problem with. I just think Slay gets a slight edge because they're 10 games ahead of the loss column of the next closest team, the Denver Nuggets. 9-10 games. That's how dominant this team has been against all opponents in the NBA, aside from the Dallas Mavericks and Minnesota Timberwolves, who pretty much been beating them. But other than that, they've been pretty immaculate. But we're going to take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. Come back on DJ Sports Show. Just going to quickly talk my top 4 black activist athletes of all time. Listen to DJ Sports Show here on WRCR, 730 AM radio, and we'll be right back. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's your host, DJ Hamilton of the DJ Sports Show here on WRCR 730 AM radio, and we are back here in Gardenville, New York, talking basketball here for you guys today. With Black History Month just recently concluding, I want to give tribute to my brothers, people who paved the way for me, and for not just people in sports, but black people in general across society. Number 4 at my list, I have Bill Russell. Bill Russell, man, the ultimate pro, the greatest winner in sports history, not just NBA history, sports history. 11 championships. Well, this man has more championships than our fingers. He
yeah.
got one extra for the extra ring finger.
Gotta start counting on the toes.
Exactly. That's how filthy that man was. The dude was a psychotic competitor. And this guy, he boycotted a preseason game in 1961 due to two teammates, Sam Jones and Tom Sanders, being refused service at a hotel. He attended the March on Washington in 1963, and he supported Muhammad Ali in 1967 at the Cleveland Summit, refusing to serve in the Vietnam War and being anti-war. And he was a guy who he played in during Boston in the 60s. Black man, that's kind of
in Boston.
Yeah, in the 60s.
More power to him.
Yeah, that's not easy to do. That's a lot of strenuous situations you're dealing with. So I just want to give kudos to him and so much he's done for us black men, not just in sports but in society. Oscar Robertson, man, fought for civil rights and equality. Spoke up against racism when he wasn't allowed in the same hotel as his white teammates. This was the guy who also paved the way for free agency as a former president of the NBA back when he was the president from 1965 to 74. Which led to the Oscar rule, which led to higher salaries for NBA players and new growth for pro sports. This changed the way pro sports was forever. This gave players a chance to navigate their own careers and go where they want to, what destination they want to go. This led the way for people such as Shaq going from Orlando to Los Angeles Lakers that formed the Shaq and Kobe dynasty. Or LeBron James choosing to take his talents to South Beach to join the Miami Heat and join Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Or Kevin Durant going to Golden State Warriors and so on and so forth. Without Oscar Robertson, none of that happens. And that led to free agency in other sports, football, soccer, etc. Oscar Robertson paved the way for free agency in sports. Kudos to him. 2, Jackie Robinson, man. Broke the color barrier in baseball. I mean,
it's a classic.
Yeah, first African-American, advocated for fair housing, voting rights, and integrated education. He wanted equal education for blacks that whites considered were getting better education than blacks were, so he wanted to integrate it. And this was a man who co-founded an organization that promoted equality, such as the Freedom and National Bank of Harlem in 1964. Jackie Robinson, man, legend, certified legend. If you guys haven't watched the movie Jackie, I highly recommend that.
That's with Chadwick Boseman, right?
Yeah. So salute to Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. But, man, he did a great job in that film, man. That was one of the greatest sports films you'll ever watch. And number 1, Muhammad Ali. I mean, I am the greatest.
Come on.
I am the greatest.
That's there. You got to give it up.
Yeah. Muhammad Ali, man.
Well deserved.
Yes. He sacrificed the prime of his illustrious boxing career. This is the greatest boxer of all time. And he led the forefront of the Cleveland Summit. He challenged the segregation and white supremacy, sentenced to 5 years in prison in 1967 due to refusal to be drafted in the Vietnam War due to religious beliefs and opposition against war. His conviction was overturned in 1971, and he was stripped of his heavyweight boxing titles. This guy sacrificed his career and accomplishments so we blacks can have equal rights in our society. Give it a clap again.
We got to give it up again.
Yeah. Shout out to Muhammad Ali, man. Thank you to the ones who paved the way. Remember, I always tell people, respect your elders, man. These, especially the ones who came before you. And if you're gonna be into sports or music or whatever, know the history of the greats who came before you, man. That's how you learn from their mistakes and know what to avoid and do going forward, so you don't repeat the same mistakes. That's why I think we in a country, we kind of repeat our mistakes because we don't really learn from our history. So that's something I think we need to do better.
Mm-hmm. And you want to talk about biopics? I think every prolific black actor has played Muhammad Ali in a movie.
Will Smith.
I know there's multiple.
Will Smith.
Will Smith's been in one. I think, was it, oh my God. Who am I
Will
thinking
Smith's
of?
the only one I can remember.
There was Will Smith, and did Denzel Washington do it?
No, it was Malcolm X. He was Malcolm X.
Oh, he was Malcolm X,
Yeah,
but there was another, I believe there was another Muhammad Ali biopic, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I will
We'll chat about that off
look
the air.
that up. Yeah, exactly.
But ladies and gentlemen, this has been another great episode here at the D-Day Sports Show here on WRCR Radio. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy the weather out today. It's 57 degrees out. Enjoy it while you can. We're going to get consistent weather soon, but coming up next is Tough Times with Lou Young with the latest on weather climate change. I'm DJ Hamilton of D-Day Sports here on WRCR Radio, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.